What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Tuesday night Q&A Hangout, where we're going to talk a little bit of Texans, Chiefs, divisional round, playoff football. There's 3 other games going on this weekend as well. We can kind of talk about all of them in some capacity. I'm more studied up on Texans and Chiefs more than any of the others, but also in the AFC, you've got the the Ravens heading to Buffalo to take on the Bills. I'm definitely excited about some playoff football. The Chiefs should be rested. They're coming off their bye week, and then they didn't play starters week 18 against the Broncos. The Broncos, speaking of, got absolutely curb stomped by the Buffalo Bills. We watched most of these games. None of them were really close. I don't know why, other than I don't know if you really need the 7th seed anymore. They're not going to go back. Talking about the NFL, they're not going to go back to the 1 and the 2 seed get buys, and then you have just 6 seeds rather than that 7th sneaking in, and then the 2nd seed no longer has a bye. They're not really competitive games. I mean, the only close game, and it was an awesome one, was Commanders and Bucks. But if you look at this, I mean, none of these were close. Of course, we all tuned in, we all watched it, but I mean, the Chargers got curb stomped by the Texans by 20 points, and that's a team that the Chiefs are obviously playing next. They picked Herbert off 4 times. They had a pick 6. They had a extra point blocked, and they took it home, a block 2, I guess. So 2 points there, the pick 6. Another Herbert pick helped them get into field goal range. So, I mean, that's already 12 points really given up by the or added rather by the Texans defense. So they're not, I feel like the 32 points is a little inflated in the sense of the offense didn't do that. Now the whole team did, and that's how you win games. So I'm not trying to discredit the Texans or say those don't count or anything like that, but I'm just saying it wasn't CJ Stroud and company putting up all of those points. They obviously won pretty decidingly, but in that game, it was 6-13 until Herbert threw that pick 6, and that made it 6-20. Really changed the game around. The Ravens and Steelers was never close. I believe this game was 21-0 or something like that at halftime. I mean, it was really bad. Yeah, I think it was 21-0 at halftime. It was never close. The Ravens own the Steelers right now. The Steelers got some stuff that they need to figure out. The next game, Broncos-Bills, I mean, it was not close. The Broncos scored on their opening drive, and then the Bills scored 31 unanswered points. Packers and Eagles, Jordan Love threw 3 interceptions. The Eagles didn't really have to do much in the air. A.J. Brown was reading a book on the sideline. For the wild card round, this was the fun one to me. Baker Mayfield and Jaden Daniels going at it. And honestly, I thought the Bucs were going to pull away in the third. It was either the third or the fourth quarter when Mayfield fumbled. This was after the Commanders tried to go for it. 4th and goal, didn't convert. Then the Bucs ended up fumbling a few plays later on they tried to do like a jet sweep, or they tried to fake the handoff. Baker Mayfield fumbled. And then Commanders recovered, went for it again on 4th and goal and scored a touchdown. And then there's just a series of events that happened after that. The Bucs tied it at 20-all with the field goal on 3rd. They couldn't convert on 3rd and short, tied it, and then Jaden Daniels did his thing, led a game-winning drive where their kicker doinked it in, Kansas City Chiefs style. Then the Rams and Vikings was never close. It was a bloodbath. I mean, the Rams literally slaughtered the Vikings. It was awful. Sam Darnold was sacked 9 times. Playoff record, I believe it was. And I don't know what's next for Sam Darnold. I don't know where he's going to go. I don't know what's next for him. I do believe his value has dipped a little bit. He's had 2 back-to-back games of poor performances, and week 18 was basically a playoff game against the Lions. They lost that, and then they lost pretty badly here against the Rams. But that sets up these 4 games, okay? Recapped to get to where we are now. And that sets up Texans and Chiefs Saturday, January 18th, 3:30 p.m. at Arrowhead. And it's going to be cold, okay? The Texans are a team from a little bit warmer climate. They play in a domed stadium, and this is going to be cold weather. I'm not saying they're not going to do anything at all, but it's going to affect things just a little bit. Again, the Chiefs are well rested. They just beat the Texans 3 weeks ago. I think it was, what was the final score? Do I have the box score pulled up? No, but I have it right here. 27-19, and the Chiefs kneeled the game out at the end at the Texans' 14-yard line. So the Chiefs could have scored more. This is what pisses me off. You want me to go on a little rant for a second? What pisses me off is the people that say, it's true, but they say, oh, the Chiefs have never scored more than 30 points. But the thing is, it's not like they couldn't score more than 30 points. Andy Reid's just ultra-conservative at the end of these games, and he'll just opt to kneel it out instead of padding stats and throwing touchdown passes with a minute to go left in the fourth quarter when the game's already over. So the Chiefs are already up by 8. They could have made it an 11-point game. They could have made it a 8 plus 7, 15-point game. Math is hard. I mean, they didn't. They didn't need to. That's just not how they play. That's not how they operate. So I'm not buying the whole, the Chiefs offense, they don't know how to score points. They can score points. Again, is it the same Chiefs offense from a few years ago when Tyreek Hill was flying around? No, it's not. But you're 15-1. You got the 1 seed. The records don't matter now. But you're playing a team in the Texans that you just beat 3 weeks ago. I mean, pretty convincingly. The Chiefs are in control of that game. Now, Tank Dell got injured. That affected the Texans for sure. You're going to have to watch out for basically these 3 on offense. C.J. Stroud, he used his legs, had almost 50 yards rushing last game against the Chargers. Joe Mixon, 106 yards and a touchdown. Nico Collins, 122 yards. And I believe he had a touchdown too. 8 targets, 7 catches, 122 yards and a touchdown. How am I feeling about this game? And then I would love to get your thoughts and just chat with you. I'm feeling a Chiefs W. They've gone undefeated at home this year. I don't see why that changes. You just beat the Texans a few weeks ago. We'll talk about some of the left tackle spot and some of that other stuff, but I feel pretty good about it. When they played the Texans on December 21st on that Saturday, that was the regular season debut of Hollywood Brown. And he looked pretty good out there, and he's only going to look better. These guys are not banged up. I mean, maybe some of them have some scrapes and nicks and all that stuff still, because pretty much everybody's banged up at the end of the year. But a lot of these starters have had 20 days of rest, 22, 23 days of rest. So I'm feeling pretty good about it. I don't know how much the cold weather is going to affect it, but I do think the Chiefs win something like 20, 23 to 16, 24 to 17, somewhere around there. Again, it was like 30-ish to 19. I think you could take a touchdown off of both teams if you want with the cold weather. I could also completely be wrong, and the Chiefs could put up more than that. But that's kind of where I'm leaning and how I'm feeling at this point in time. But would love to get your guys' thoughts, and those are just my initial. I'm doing a preview video tomorrow, and we'll be breaking things down. Andy Reid spoke to the media today. Jalen Watson might be playing in this game, so we could see him return from IR here soon. They already have a roster spot opened because they placed defensive tackle Marlon Tuipulotu on IR last Friday. So they have 52 of 53 spots on the active roster right now. You've got a spot open. And I do think that's Jalen Watson, which is pretty exciting stuff for the defense. They obviously did not have Jalen Watson against the Texans on December 21st. It's going to be big. Morgan with the 2 longest week ever. Is it Saturday yet? No, it's not Saturday yet, but in 4 days, we will see the Chiefs take on the Texans at Arrowhead, and I'm stoked about it. Marcus with the 2. The only concern I have is Texans tight ends. You've got Cade Stover and Dalton Schultz. I mean, they didn't do a whole lot in the game last week against the Chargers, but Cade Stover, I mean, you can look at it. Cade Stover caught 4 passes on 4 attempts for 28 yards. Dalton Schultz had 2 for 23. But yeah, we know the Chiefs and how they have struggled off and on all season long against tight ends. There was a poll that just took place, and 441 of you voted. Which position group are you most concerned about for the Chiefs divisional round? 69% of you said offensive line. Defensive backs were next at 17, D-line at 7, wide receiver at 5. You're most concerned about the Chiefs O-line against the Texans? I don't honestly know. I mean, I guess I can understand why, but I feel pretty good about the fact that the Chiefs just played the Texans 3 weeks ago. Whether or not Joe Thuney is back at left tackle and it's Mike Caliendo at left guard, or they do opt to have DJ Humphries at left tackle and then they kick Joe Thuney back into left guard, I think you're going to be fine. I do think there's some benefits of having Joe Thuney back at left guard. It's going to help the run game. He is an elite left guard. He is a average to slightly above average left tackle because he's not a left tackle, even though he's held it down. People always say, well, Joe Thuney didn't really give up any sacks on Mahomes when he was the left tackle. Well, yeah, it's because Mahomes had his quickest time to throw and second quickest time to throw all season long. It was an intended part of the game plan, knowing that Joe Thuney is not going to be able to hold as long. So you offset the run game and the inability to run the ball as well with Mike Caliendo at left guard with the quick passing game, and it worked pretty well. I'm not saying don't do it. I'm fine. If they want to go with Joe Thuney, Mike Caliendo, Creed Humphrey, Trey Smith, Jawan Taylor, I am totally fine with that. Not a problem at all. I would be curious to see if they would put DJ Humphries at the left tackle spot, kick Joe Thuney back into left guard. But some people are saying, hey, why would you go into the divisional round of the playoffs and mix up the five along the O-line? They've been rolling with Thuney, Caliendo over there on the left side. Why mess that up? And I don't even blame you for that being your thought process. And maybe that's the Chiefs' thought process. Andy Reid said today at his presser, they're working them both in at left tackle. Joe Thuney, DJ Humphries at left tackle. Worst case, DJ Humphries is a $2-3 million signing from 5-6 weeks ago as a use in case of emergency guy. And if anybody remembers Super Bowl 55, you can never, ever, ever have too much depth along the O-line. So if DJ Humphries is purely a depth piece guy, he's a very solid depth piece guy to have to be able to use at the left tackle spot in case you need it. Because Joe Thuney could obviously kick back in if he needs. There's other things that they could do. But yeah, I would think they try DJ Humphries and then Joe Thuney, and then you could always kick Thuney back out and put Caliendo in. I just think if you're looking at it from a floor ceiling perspective, if Joe Thuney is a slightly above average left tackle and Mike Caliendo is a serviceable to maybe slightly below average left guard right now, based on how the film looks, and then you have DJ Humphries, who is an average serviceable left tackle right now, coming back from injury and all that, and then Joe Thuney is an elite left guard, I like that better. But again, if you don't want to mess with the cohesion, that's fine with me too. I went from talking about their tight ends to then talking about the O-line. Marcus, thanks so much for the gifted. Brand with the 5. Give Troy my condolences. Yeah, may the offseason treat the Vikings well, and they find themselves not in quarterback controversy. Time for the Chiefs playoffs. So if you don't know who Troy is, that is one of my editors. He's been on the team here for almost 2 years. Diehard Vikings fan from Minnesota. He lived in Kansas City for a while, and that's where I met him, and we became friends. But he's a diehard Vikings fan, and I'm not going to lie, he did not have high hopes for last night's game against the Rams. After the Vikings lost to the Lions the way they did, he's like, I do not think they're going to make it far at all in the playoffs. I do not have trust in Sam Darnold. And he was right. He was right. It was a bad game, and Matt Stafford looked good. He looked great against the blitz, and the Vikings went home. Sam Darnold will have to find a new team, most likely, and then it's J.J. McCarthy season, I would assume. If you're the Minnesota Vikings, you're going to roll with the rookie that needed knee surgery, meniscus cleanup, and it put him out for the season. Then I think he had a little bit of a setback and had to do something else with his knee. Either way, yeah, Troy was bummed, but he kind of expected it, so I think that helped cushion the blow a little bit. Chaos with the 5. I'm nervous as hell. I really want that three-peat, but it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. You know, I saw somebody recently post, I'm trying to remember who it was. Oh, here it is. Actually, I found that really fast. This is a good perspective to have here. Taylor Witt, got a good podcast, co-host of It's Always Sunny in Chiefs Kingdom. I've been doing this podcast for quite a while, but Taylor Witt said, I keep telling myself that there's a chance that we're in the final breaths of talking about a three-peat. I feel great about the matchup with Houston, but obviously there are no guarantees in the playoffs, and they're a good team. I hope this isn't the end of the ride, but man, what a ride. And that does make a lot of people nervous because the Chiefs are attempting to do something that I think 10 other teams throughout history or 10 other times a three-peat has been attempted. None of it has been successful. And it hasn't been successful for a reason. It is hard as hell. So a lot of people are nervous as hell because of that. And I think we just have to think like the Chiefs right now. They're just focused on the Texans. That's it. 1 week at a time. If you get the three-peat, that's freaking awesome. If you don't, I mean, that sucks. But all you can do is take it 1 week at a time. You can't win them all in the playoffs, but the Chiefs have been able to win quite a bit of them. Somebody was talking about the ref. I don't even know his name. The head ref, the official for this game. See if I can find it real quick on my Twitter timeline. But they're saying, oh, did you know that this ref has never officiated a game that the Chiefs have lost? And what's funny about that comment is he became a ref in 2018. Oh, here it is. Considering, Clay Martin is the referee for the Chiefs and Texans game, and the Chiefs have never lost a game he has officiated. Well, considering he didn't get promoted to referee until 2018, and the Chiefs have only lost 3 playoff games since then, Casey has done very well, regardless of who's officiated. They've only lost 3 games, so they're all probably undefeated with a lot of officiating crews in the playoffs. 3 games lost, guys. Let's not be dumb, okay? Let's not stoop rather to the level of the average person in society today. Use your brain. It's not hard. It's not hard. Anyway, Dominic with the 2. How many sacks did the Texans O-line allow last game? I believe Stroud was sacked 3 times. I believe he was sacked 3 times, but let me go ahead and confirm that real quick for you because I can pull up their box score and we could glance at it. Herbert was sacked 4 times, so their D-line you can't sleep on and you have to watch out for. And then Herbert was picked off 4 times. Stroud was sacked 3 times. Stroud has been sacked a piss ton of times this year. He's one of the most sacked quarterbacks in the NFL. The Chiefs are kind of middle of the pack in sacks, but I think the last time that they played, they got home. They got home to Stroud at least a couple of times. It was either 2 or 3 times, and they picked him off as well twice. But if I pull up this box score real quick, how many times did they sack Stroud? Twice. Then they picked him off twice. Thanks for the 5, Dominic. Rust with the 2. Appreciate that. Tooney played left tackle his whole life until the Chiefs. I believe he was a guard for the Patriots as well. He didn't play left tackle his whole life, but he had kicked out a couple of times, and he did that with the Chiefs as well. So they knew that Joe Tooney could kick out if needs be, but no, he is primarily a guard, and he's one of the best guards to ever play football. And, I'm going to be sad when he's gone. Whatever that looks like, whenever that is, when Joe Tooney is done, that'll be sad because he's one of the best linemen to play in quite some time. But, I mean, if you look at his career stats, he's a guard. In New England, left guard, 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 left guard. He probably doesn't have more than 6-7 starts at left tackle. He's a guard. His body is built like his arms aren't long enough. He's a guard. That's okay. Dub Freak with the 10. So reports are saying everybody who practiced today did. Reckon we're going to see Watson, or did we save him for the championship game? Yeah, Dub Freak, there is a chance that Watson plays this week. I wouldn't even be surprised if the Chiefs brought him back. And Andy Reid was kind of like, I don't know if he could play a full game. That's pretty much what he said today at his presser. But yeah, if you look at the injury report today, we could glance over that real quick. McCole Hardman was the only limited participant. Everybody else on there, including Chamari Connor, who was questionable to return in the Week 18 game against the Broncos, he was a full participant with his shoulder. DJ Humphries with a hamstring, full go. Mahomes ankle, full go. McDuffie knee, full. Pacheco rib, full. That's good. I was worried about Isaiah Pacheco. I didn't even know if he would potentially be available in the playoffs, just because in that week set, I think it was it the Christmas game? He ended up leaving near the end of it with a rib injury. He was in obvious pain, and you just never know what that could be. But the 2 weeks off looks like it's helped him, and he was a full go. Let's see how he trends tomorrow. But I love to see that about Pacheco, Remigio, Carson Steele, Jawan Taylor. That's good because he didn't practice last week. Jalen Watson, full go. I think Jalen Watson, if I had to put money on it, I think Jalen Watson gets brought back from IR and he plays. I don't know if he's playing 100% of defensive snaps, but I do think he gets some action. If not, if the Chiefs win the divisional, I am pretty confident he would play in the AFC Championship game, and that's either going to be against the Buffalo Bills or the Baltimore Ravens. The Ravens are going to Buffalo and taking on the Bills. And then lastly, Chris Jones was a full go with his calf. That's a good sign because you need Chris Jones out there. Brand with the 5, as long as the ref doesn't come over and give Pat the I got you, slap on the helmet, and then apologize, saying, my bad. We don't need that to fan the flames of conspiracy for a three-peat. Yeah, that was pretty weird. I'm not going to lie. I mean, the thing is, like, the Bills won that game handedly. It was 31-7, so it's not like you can look at that game and be like, oh, the refs bailed out the Bills. But it was just a weird look to have the ref go to the sideline like that and almost looked like he was apologizing to Josh Allen. Josh Allen said after the game that the ref came over and told him to quit yelling and complaining about the calls or the no calls. But why? I mean, just tell him next time he goes out onto the field, Josh Allen goes out onto the field, say, hey, let us do our job. You don't need to yell at us. Like, why do you got to go down and stoop down like he's your son and like talk to him and say, it's okay, my bad, and give him a little pat? Like, that's freaking weird, dude. It's freaking weird. Rodney with the 5 said, I love the show. Go Chiefs. Thank you so much, man. I am extremely grateful to be able to do this for a living, and it's been a lot of fun. Playoffs are here. Vibes are high. I'm super excited. Who would you want to play if the Chiefs advance? Brand, are you here? Can you make that the next poll question? Because I want to get your guys' thoughts on who you would rather play next. So let's say the Chiefs beat the Texans. Okay? Can't look past them, but let's say they win. Well, they're favored to win. They're like 8-point favorites or something. A lot of people are picking them to win. Who do you want to win between the Ravens and the Bills? I don't really know, dude. At this point in time, I think they're both great teams, and I think they both would be really tough fights. My hope is that whoever wins, they're just extremely exhausted from the dogfight, and that helps the Chiefs because, yeah, the Chiefs beat the Ravens by a toe or whatever you want to say. At week 1, Isaiah Likely was out of bounds. Then they lost to the Bills by 9. It was very close until the last few minutes of the game when Josh Allen, I think it was on 4th down, they went for it, and he ended up running it in for a touchdown. That made it a 9-point game. But before that, it was a 1-score game. It was very close, out of hand after that. If you look at the Ravens and Bills, the last time they played, the Ravens curb stomped them 35-10. The Bills did have some key players missing. Their linebacker 1 and 2, among some others. I think Taron Johnson didn't play. But these teams are not the same either. Like, they played early on in September. The teams have changed, adapted. I guess your question is, would you rather go up against Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry? Or would you rather go up against Josh Allen and just his ability to make things happen in unique ways with his arm? I mean, they got James Cook, who's great. They don't have a bunch of receiving like threats. I mean, Keon Coleman's been fine. Khalil Shakir, he's a dog. And then they've got Dalton Kincaid and then Dawson Knox. But the thing about them is they kind of remind me, their offense kind of reminds me of the Chiefs a couple years ago when Mahomes was really just slinging it all around. Like, I mean, he kind of still does that now, but just a couple years ago in particular, whether it was, MVS, McColl, Juju, it was the year Juju had almost 1,000 yards. He had Kelsey too, obviously. But that's what the Bills offense, not exactly, but kind of reminds me of, because think about when the Chiefs traded away Tyreek Hill. Everybody said, oh, the Chiefs are going to take a step back. They're not going to be the same Chiefs. And they ended up going and winning the Super Bowl the same year they traded Tyreek Hill. Well, then the Bills this offseason, they traded away Stephon Diggs. And I myself said, hey, I think the Bills, I think they're going to make the playoffs. They're going to win their division. Their division is awful. It really is awful. They have a cakewalk division right now. I think they were going to win their division, but I don't know how far they'll make it into the playoffs. You just look at Stephon Diggs being gone. That was a big target for Allen. Well, they've made it work just in their own way, but similar to how the Chiefs made it work without Tyreek Hill. I'm just kind of talking. I'll answer a couple more questions, and I'll look at this poll, and we'll keep talking about that question because I'm very curious myself. Flip with the 28 months. Let's go, man. Hypnotically or hypothetically, your Texans head coach, what would your game plan be for your offense and defense? It's an away game in the playoffs against the well-rested Chiefs. Well, you're not really going to deviate too much from who you are. The Texans love to get home, put pressure on the quarterback on defense. They don't blitz a lot. They play a lot of man coverage because they have dogs back there. Derek Stingley Jr., one of the best cornerbacks in the NFL, first-team All-Pro. He had 2 picks last week. I just don't know if you veer too much away from the game plan. Now, what they do have on tape is what the Chiefs offense looks like a bit now with Hollywood Brown in there, and you did not have anything on tape then. So you definitely go to the film, you look at where the Chiefs kind of exploited you, and you just try to fix that and maybe dress it up, disguise that a little bit, catch them off guard. The Chiefs are also going to try to do the same thing. I mean, on offense, the Texans have to do better on third down. Let me go to the team stats from the last matchup. Team stats on the last matchup, I guess they both were 7-3 or 7-13. Maybe I was thinking of the wild card round, but where they did struggle, talking about the Texans, if I zoom out once, can you see what is happening? Oh, wait, let me do this. That should fix it. Yeah, that fixes it. Look at them in the red zone. So they were 1 for 3 in the red zone. So if you're the Texans, you've got to execute better in the red zone. They were also at halftime or near halftime, whenever that was, Tank Dell suffered that serious knee injury and needed to be carted off, which was awful. But yeah, outside of that, I mean, you've then got to, on defense, stop the Chiefs in the red zone. I mean, the Texans' defense is really good. A lot of pressure, a lot of sacks, great in man coverage. But they are not great in the red zone, and the Chiefs took advantage of that. The Chiefs aren't statistically great in the red zone, but they did a good job in this one in particular. Something else for the Texans offense, they get into a lot of third and longs, a lot of 3rd and 7 plus. You've got to get to some 3rd and shorts and figure out a way to not play Steve Spagnuolo's game. There'll be a couple things that come to mind. Mule Deer with the 1 month. Are you worried about Butker at all? Yeah, I think there's probably a little concern there. I don't know that I'm overly concerned, but obviously in the playoffs, every point matters. Meanwhile, Mr. Harrison Butker has basically been Mr. Automatic, especially in the playoffs over the past couple of years. And he has, for those of you who are saying, why would you be nervous about Harrison Butker? He hasn't really missed that much. Well, he has missed a kick in 3 out of 4 games since coming back from IR. He came back from IR, had the knee cleanup, came back. He missed a field goal in one game, an extra point in another game, and a field goal in another game. Now, the most recent miss was a 51-yarder, but still, that's pretty much automatic for Harrison Butker. About 50, 55 yards is a pretty good spot for him. The extra point was pushed back 15 yards because of a touchdown celebration that got flagged, but still, like, Harrison Butker makes those. So am I nervous or worried a little bit? I think there's a slight concern level about Harrison Butker. I hope he just proves me wrong and the rest helped his knee. Again, I'm not overly concerned, but there is a slight pause, I guess, for concern for sure. Dave Colquitt with the 5 months. First step of the three-peat. That's right. You got to win here. You got to win AFC Championship. You got to win the Super Bowl. That's right. Hannah with the 5. Cool stat. If you want to use it in your preview mode, preview video, Mahomes currently holds the longest active streak among QBs with no turnovers. 416 plays. Really? That is a sweet stat. I'm going to put that in the note right now. Yeah, and that's another thing. If you're saying, hey, what can the Texans do better if I'm the Texans coach? Well, you got to win the turnover battle. The Chiefs they picked CJ Stroud off twice in their matchup in December 21st. Meanwhile, Mahomes threw 0 interceptions. So you've got to win the turnover battle. If you don't win the turnover battle and you lose the red zone battle, you're not often going to win that game. Not really. Hannah, that's a really cool stat. Thanks for the 5. Derek with the 5. Bring on the Bills. Kelsey said bring on the best. I want to slay them like dragons, one by one like Mortal Kombat. Make Allen 0-4 against the Chiefs. Well, let's see what you guys say in the poll here. Who do you want to win between the Ravens and the Bills? 55% of you on 324 votes say Ravens. We want the Ravens to win. 45% of you say we want the Bills to win. Interesting. So it seems like you would rather play the Ravens, maybe saying, hey, this is a bit more favorable of a matchup for the Chiefs is the Ravens compared to the Buffalo Bills. And I will say this. In the games where the light shines the brightest, statistically speaking, in Lamar Jackson's career in the playoffs, he has turned into mid. I mean, there's no other way to put it. He's an athlete. He can use his legs. He's a dual threat. He's been having an incredible season. He's lights out in the regular season. He's quite possibly going to win his third season MVP, league MVP this year. But in the playoffs, he's now 3-4 because he won last week, but he has had some of the worst playoff performances by a quarterback that most would put in their top 5. I have Lamar Jackson in my top 5. I think my top 5, not in any particular order, is going to be Patrick Mahomes. He's going to be at 1, but argue the rest out. I don't care. Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, Matt Stafford. That's top 5 in my opinion. It would be hard to talk me into anybody else in the top 5 there. Hurts is close. Herbert, top 10, but dude, Herbert hasn't won a playoff game, and we always said, oh, coaching. He needs coaching. Well, okay, he had better coaching, threw 4 interceptions, completely soiled his joggers on national television, and they're going home once again. Does he need more playmakers on offense? Sure. But guess what? Winners find a way to win. I mean, that's just the reality. And Lamar Jackson has struggled to show up in the playoffs. So probably some of your reasoning for saying I'd rather play the Ravens over the Bills is Lamar Jackson has statistically shown over the years that he is not as effective in the postseason. Lamar got picked by Deion Bush. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Lamar threw a horrible pass last year into triple coverage. Deion Bush picked him off. It's just one of those things where it's like, why would you throw that? That makes no sense. That was a horrible pass. But to their credit, last week was great. I mean, they stomped the Steelers. I mean, Derrick Henry rushed for like 186 yards and 2 touchdowns. Lamar had some rushing yards of his own, like 60 or 70 yards. On the day, dude, this is an insane stat. And as Chiefs fans, it's got to blow your mind a little bit because the Chiefs don't really run the ball like that. But the Ravens ran the ball 50 times. 50. Half 100. Okay, 50 times for 299 yards against the Steelers. That's a lot of running. That's a lot of running. Wow. The bigger the game, the tighter Lamar gets, said Ray Ray. Spags had Lamar rattled last year. True, and that game was really close. There's like a couple plays in particular there that's like, you gotta have it if you want to win, and one of them was L'Jarius Sneed, the legend, punching the ball out on Zay Flowers at the half-yard line when Zay Flowers was trying to stretch out for the end zone. You know what's interesting, too, is last year in the divisional round against the Bills, this made me think about it. The Chiefs beat the Bills, but, dude, it was not going to be as close as it was. McCole Hardman, in a different way, pulled a Zay Flowers and tried to outstretch the ball on a jet sweep, got it knocked out, and it turned into a touchback for the Bills rather than a touchdown for the Chiefs. Remember, the Chiefs ended up winning, I think, by like 3? Tyler Bass kicked a field goal wide right, surprise, surprise, and the Chiefs ended up winning that. Brand with the 10 bomb. Let's go, man. A little bit of bad luck / good luck, and the Ravens run game could be a nightmare or nothing. I like the narrative of showing the Bills the regular season is practice. Both teams are uniquely dynamic. Yeah, I mean, I definitely fear the run game of the Ravens more. I don't even know if that's up for debate. Derrick Henry is a freaking cheat code. I mean, Saquon arguably had a little bit better of a season, but dude, Nobody wants to go up against Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson. That is not fun. Now, I'm not saying the Chiefs are like, oh, we're scared. But that is a that is a freight train coming at you, man. Who spies Lamar? Yeah, good question, because it used to be Willie Gay, and he gone. Maybe Leo. Was it Leo? Did Leo spy Lamar week 1? Does anybody remember? I think it would be Leo. What's up, Trevor? How the heck are you? Has Derrick Henry ever beat us? I don't know the answer to that question. I mean, the Chiefs got freaking worked by the Titans a few years ago. I would assume Derrick Henry was on the team. The Chiefs lost to the Titans 3-27 in October of 2021. He's right there on the screenshot for NFL thumbnail. So yeah, for sure that game. For sure that game. Yeah, Brand, thanks so much for the 10 bomb, man. Yvonne with the gifted, I appreciate you. Playoff Kelsey loading, heck yeah. Hicks on Lamar, maybe. I don't know if I love a safety on Lamar. Well, might be faster than the linebacker. Might be fine too. Hey, Cole, love the streams. Keep it up. Who you got coming out of the NFC? What's up, Jude? That's actually a great question because that's something we haven't really talked about. So I could pull that up and we could take a look at it. Just the divisional round games. Because you have, obviously for the Chiefs, or for the AFC, you have Texans, Chiefs, and then you have Ravens, Bills. But for the NFC, let's talk about it. You've got the Commanders and the Lions. That's right after the Texans and Chiefs game. Commanders, Lions. I think the Lions win that game. But if Jaden Daniels and their offense goes insane, it could be a shootout. It could be a shootout because of the Lions defense just still being kind of banged up with a bunch of injuries. You've got to be able to keep up with them. And that offense might be able to do it. We'll see. If you said, hey, $100 on the line, who are you taking? I'm probably taking the Lions. But I like the Commanders. I like Jaden Daniels a lot. Stand-up dude, class act. I think he always thanks God, every presser. He just balls out. He's a lot of fun. Super respectful. I'm rooting for the guy. Obviously not in the Super Bowl. I don't think they're going to make it to the Super Bowl, but they're a fun team. And then the Rams take on the Eagles. I think the Eagles win that one, but I like Matt Stafford. I would love to see an upset there. I'm sure the Eagles are favored. That's a tough team. They didn't look great on offense with Hurts coming back a little bit rusty from the concussion. He missed a couple games. But man, Hurts, Saquon, they're barely even throwing the ball. They got A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith. Who's their tight end? They got a great tight end as well. It's not Dallas Goedert, is it? Yeah, it is Dallas Goedert. Yeah. Yeah, so, I think the Eagles probably win that, but the Rams, you can't count them out. Nick Wright today had a little segment on his show, First Things First, basically saying he's taking the Rams to make it to the Super Bowl. He thinks they win the NFC over the Eagles, who he was previously pulling for, or believing in, rather. Yeah, Dallas Goedert. I thought it was Dallas Goedert, and then I doubted myself, so I had to look it up. Bam with the 22 months. Thank you so much. I want revenge with Bills. We beat them when it matters. I want 13 seconds. When it's grim, be the Grim Reaper. I don't mind a Bills rematch. I'm just sitting here thinking, too, as I was looking at the playoff picture, how fun is it for these AFC teams? I understand we don't like all the Bills fans. We don't like all the Ravens fans. But, how exciting is it if you were a Ravens fan or if you were a Bills fan? All three of these teams, Bills, Ravens, Chiefs, they all believe in their team. They all think they're going to win it all. Obviously, the Chiefs have been the only one to prove that they can do it so far. But you never know in these playoff games who can win, and they're all really good teams. I would think whoever makes it to the Super Bowl, the AFC should come out on top. But it's just a fun time to be a fan of any of the playoff teams, but just the AFC feels like such a gauntlet. Crimson with the 4 months. Shout out to all of us HBTC fans holding it down all year. Heck yeah, Crimson. Been a fun year and hope everybody had a great Saturday. Let's freaking go. Yeah, man, I appreciate the community. Appreciate you guys because, I mean, we have 1,200 people in chat and it would be interesting to turn this thing on and talk to nobody. So I'm really glad you guys show up and just view and watch and consume the content because that's how I'm able to do this for a living. You guys watching helps pay the bills, and I'm extremely grateful for that. Pac West Mountain Bike with the 20 bomb. Let's freaking go. Said, have a good week all. Hey, you too. You too. Hey, Cole, is Flowers playing? That's something I didn't bring up. I don't think Zay Flowers plays. I don't think Zay Flowers plays in the divisional round. If he does, he's not going to be 100%, and he relies on his quick, twitchy speed as a receiver. Is that going to be enough to affect the Ravens that bad? I think if their run game gets stifled at all, it makes the passing game that much more difficult without Zay Flowers. But they've got guys. They've got guys that were catching passes. I mean, I would have to go look at their box score, but I know Aguilar was involved. Let me go Ravens box score and see, because they didn't pass the ball a lot. They didn't need to because they were up 21-0 at half. Isaiah Likely was their leading receiver. 3 catches for 50 yards. Let me go to the Ravens. Who was next? Mark Andrews. So you've got 2 great tight ends. I mean, Mark Andrews is one of the greats. Isaiah Likely kind of hit or miss, but he does show up when it matters at times. Nelson Aguilar had a catch. Rashad Bateman, don't sleep on that guy. He had a couple. Justice Hill can catch passes out of the backfield. Kiefer with the 5. What's up, C-Note? What's up, man? I like your jacket. Where did you get it? Go Chiefs. Thank you so much. Dude, I need to make a list, a note of where I get all these jackets and where I get all this stuff because I honestly buy enough that I just don't remember. I don't remember where I got this. I have no idea. But I'm going to try to make a list because I'm asked about this jacket, another jacket that is no longer for sale. Like you can't find it. That's why. Yeah, make a list and we will make a command. That's actually a good idea. Danny will know where. You know what? Hold on. If I can find the company is all you need to know. Because then you could find it. It's from, I'll tell you right now, Pro Standard Luxury Athletic Collection. I don't know what that means, luxury, but Pro Standard Chiefs merch. Look that up, and I think you're going to find it. Pro Standard Chiefs merch. That's who it is. So make a command for this brand, Pro Standard. Maybe we could find it, and we could even link it. That's what we need to start doing, making commands. Because I do get asked quite a bit about it, and my memory is awful when it comes to where I got this stuff. Derek D with the 5 gifted. Appreciate you, bro. Derek D. Derek, 5 gifted D in the house. Chris Mitchell with the 5 bomb as well. Thank you so much. Luxury just means they charge more for the same thing. I will say this is nice because it's actually like embroidered patches. It's like pretty nice. And then it's on the hood too. Look at that. Looking like Assassin's Creed, bro. I'm from the past, and the Chiefs are in this game. I don't know. But Cole said, or About Time said, luxury not in the budget. Got a medium luxury option. I don't know. Pro Standard. That's it. What are your Super Bowl matchup predictions? I think, as of right now, I think it's Chiefs. Ooh. Chiefs-Lions is my gut. Could be Chiefs-Eagles. There's a chance the Rams make it, but I think it's Chiefs-Lions or Chiefs-Eagles right now. Stylesy with the 15 Australian bomb said, go Chiefs from Australia. Let's go. Let's go, man. I just had an interview this morning. It's not Australian, but it's Sports Talk UK. I had an interview with them this morning on their program. And I wonder when it airs. Like, where could we see it? But I talked about Chiefs. And Texans. Maybe it was their live show? Yeah, I don't even know where. I'll have to ask because I'd love to post that interview if they share it. Tom with the 2. Cole, I have 2 hoodies from the same company. Nice. Pro Standard. We got to remember it. Pro Standard. Chiefs, Commanders. I mean, here's the thing. It's the playoffs. You could never rule out any of these teams. The Commanders could make it. The Rams could make it. That was just kind of my gut reaction. Did you like the Chiefs hype video? I didn't even watch it. Was it good? I need to watch it. It's not long. I'm sure it's great. You love the Australian accent? I don't have an Australian accent, sadly. Or you're just saying in general you love the Australian accent? Dude, it's pretty awesome. I can't copy it. There's no way, but Aussies are goated. Yeah, the Giants got the Pats 2 times. They were underdogs. You just never know who could win a Super Bowl. Upsets can happen, and it's a wild, wild west sometimes. Hannah with the 10 bomb. Why'd I say it like that? I said it like I was rapping. Hannah with the 10 bomb. Said Lamar's passing game is so much better than last year. He's averaging 8.5, 8.5 yards per pass, 4K total passing yards. Their defense is much better than week 1. I think the Ravens are a tougher match for our defense versus Bills. I mean, there's a reason why Lamar Jackson is quite possibly going to win another MVP. Would this be back-to-back MVPs, by the way? Mahomes won in 2022. Lamar won last year. And Lamar's quite possibly going to win again. Josh Allen could win as well. But if you compare their stats, I mean, Lamar has the better stats. The argument for Josh Allen is he's done more with less. Diggs was gone. I said Stiggs is gone? Who's Stiggs? Diggs was gone. Whoa, what the heck, dude? Whoa, look at all the gifteds. Brand with the 20 gifted bomb. Oh my gosh. Thank you, bro. 20 gifted? Whoa. But yeah, I mean, Lamar looks good. Can he stay looking good in the playoffs? They look good against the Steelers. Obviously, you can. You could change people's minds. You can change the narrative with your performance on the field. And I think he can. They are not going to be an easy. Like I don't like having to play the Ravens or the Bills. I didn't like having to play them last year either. I was not that excited about it. But the Chiefs got it done. Beat Miami in that cold-ass game. Beat the Bills. Beat the Ravens. Made it to the Super Bowl 58. Right? Was it 58? 57 was Eagles. 58 is Niners. And they got it done. I don't like playing those teams. They're tough. But the Chiefs can win it. Chiefs can win it for sure. Both of these teams are much different, much better than week 1. I mean, the Chiefs look way different now. You got Hollywood now. You have DeAndre Hopkins. Week 1, you had Rice. You have Kareem Hunt now as well. I mean, these teams just look different in general. But that's part of the excitement. The Chiefs are going to have to play either the Bills or the Ravens, and they're really good teams. It's going to be a fun match. Marcus with the gifted after the 20 bomb. Casey Lion Squad with the 2. Found your hoodie for 120 on Pro Standard. There you go. It was part of my Christmas present. And business write-off, because I get to wear it on camera. It's part of my outfit, so let's go. Pro Standard. We got to link this hoodie. Terry with the gifted as well. Thank you so much. Terry Berkey. Baka 87. Chewbacca 87 said Kareem Hunt is going to be the Chiefs' X factor in the playoffs. You know what? I could see it. Well rested. You could use him as a dual threat guy. He doesn't have the burst that he used to have, but I mean, he's got the vision. He's going to be well rested. Remember, when the Chiefs signed Kareem Hunt after Pacheco broke his ankle at the end of the Bengals game week 2, I mean, Kareem Hunt basically said, I was on my couch. He was still working out and training, but he was on his couch and was so sore after the Chiefs' first game with them that he couldn't even get out of bed the next day. That was an article put out by, I think, Jesse Newell of the KC Star. If you have a subscription, go read it because it's a really good article. I thought it was really well done. But Kareem Hunt now has been through training camp. He's been through preseason. He's been through the offseason, OTAs. by just playing throughout this whole season with the Chiefs. He's now ready and well rested, and I do like that. Kareem Hunt, the X factor in the playoffs for the Chiefs. I kind of like that. I could see it. I could see that. I could definitely see that. Tom Flora with the 2. Cole, check DMs. Check DMs. The 2 I have are there. Well, I clicked messages. Do you message me on my music page? You should start messaging me on my How About Those Chiefs page, because I never check this one. But here it is. Oh, nice, yeah. Yeah. It's this hoodie. Well, he's got this hoodie. I have this shirt. Everybody that's saying, where'd you get this shirt with like the shiny black Chiefs letters? It's from here. It's Pro Standard. It's the t-shirt version of this hoodie. Yeah, it is pretty sweet. Pretty sweet. Pro Standard is going to make me go broke. Thanks, chat. Let's go, Cribson. Tell him HBTC sent you. Let's get a sponsorship. I only follow the music page for all the latest and greatest. Let's go, Big T. I haven't dropped music in 5 years. Xavier Worthy deserves more recognition. Yeah, I mean, anytime I talk about the wide receiver room, and I'll talk about them in tomorrow's video, I'm going to do a preview video tomorrow of the game. I mean, you have to talk about Worthy, because if you look at Xavier Worthy's game log, he's only been going up. And the return of Hollywood Brown has only further helped Xavier Worthy and his production. I mean, look at, here, let me go to his game log. He had 59 receptions, 638 yards, 6 touchdowns, had a few rushing touchdowns as well. I mean, he was just this far off with Mahomes on probably 6 plays that would have given him 900 yards on the year, 800 yards. Can you click the game log? For the love of God, I'm like yelling at my computer. Yeah, here we go. Trending up ever since basically the Bills game. 61 yards, 46 yards, 54, 41, 46. Last 2 since the return of Hollywood Brown. 11 targets, 7 catches for 65 yards and a touchdown. 9 targets for 8 catches, 79 yards and a touchdown. I mean, specifically here, these last 3, he's averaging 7 catches a game for 60 yards and a touchdown. I mean, Xavier Worthy's trending up at the perfect time. Stan said, Cole, you used to make tunes. Yeah, I used to make hip-hop music, believe it or not. I know I'm pasty. Your dog's on camera, too, so a Chiefs jersey for her can be a business write-off. Ooh, we should get Casey a Chiefs jersey. She would hate it, dude. Anytime we've ever tried to put any kind of clothes on her, dude, she hates it. She gives you the pouty face, sulks around, walking around like, I gotta wear this. We should try it, though. Oh, that's what's up, Stan. What would your game plan be for the Ravens? I mean, you pretty much have to sell out to stop the run, spy Lamar, but where they thrive on that is if the ground game gets established, play action sets up basically the wide open passing game for Lamar. With that, you kind of just hope you beat him at your own game. If you're the Chiefs on offense and you matriculate the ball down the field, drain clock, and you get 7, because the Chiefs lack explosive plays, and on the flip side, they're second best in the NFL at converting on third downs. So because of that, you have all these long drives. They have more scoring drives of any team in the NFL with drives that go 10 or more plays. And you kind of have to beat the Ravens at their own game. Matriculate the ball down the field, drain clock, get points, and then you kind of have to outduel them that way. If the defense can get a couple stops, rattle Lamar, and get to him, like, it's going to help, cause him to make a couple mistakes. If anybody can do it, Spags can do it. I'm talking confusing him pre-snap, mixing up coverages on the back end as the ball gets snapped. But the thing is, you also need to be able to bring Lamar down, because sometimes he doesn't like what he sees and he'll just start running. And he is like Lamar Jackson. Like Josh Allen he'll run. Bo Nix will run. I mean, Josh Allen's probably one of the best at doing it, but Lamar Jackson is the only one that I ever watch, maybe aside from like Mike Vick. But I'm just saying right now, he's like the only one that I'm like, dude, I swear on everything that I own, it's an 8-year-old child plugged into Madden with a controller for Lamar. Like the stuff he does and how he moves and all this stuff. I'm like, there is a kid with an Xbox controller just doing this. Because he doesn't always make sense, but it often works. He's fun to watch, man. I mean, you can't deny it. He is frustrating, too. Did the Titans beat the Chiefs in the playoffs during Mahomes' rookie year? Was that the Mariota game? Was 2017 that playoff? Was that when Marcus Mariota threw his own touchdown pass? If so, yeah, and I was there. Tom, you got the pants as well? Oh yeah. Tom's got the pants. He got it all. I mean, this is pretty red, but those are cool. You got the red pants. Oh, you could switch it to white? Oh, I don't know, dude. Those would get dirty. The dog would jump on me. But yeah, fire. Let's go, Tom. Thanks for the 2. That game pissed you off, Brett? Yeah. Everybody was mad after that game because the Chiefs were up by a bunch on the Titans. And then that was the forward progress play. Found the shirt and hoodie. Let's go. Josh Allen has a durability of an 8-year-old. I would say Josh Allen holds up better than Lamar through contact. I mean, Josh Allen's basically a tight end, a more athletic tight end at quarterback, which is crazy. Hannah with the 2. Lamar rushed for 800 yards this season as a QB. That's a lot. You know, like the Chiefs, did anybody for the Chiefs even run that much? That's pretty insane. I don't think any Chiefs, and it didn't help that Pacheco was hurt. But no, like Kareem Hunt ran 728 yards. Lamar Jackson ran more yards than Kareem Hunt. That's wild. He does flop a lot. Yeah. But when he's actually running, he'll like plow through people. Talking about Josh Allen. Lamar is a wild card, but every time he takes a big hit, it slows him down. No Sean Payton tactics, but I tell my D to lay the wood every time they get the chance. And that's what I'm saying when somebody said Josh Allen is not as durable. I feel like Josh Allen he could get like decimated by a safety. The safety's on the ground going, ow. Josh Allen jumps up like, good day to you, sir, and just goes back to the huddle. I'm like, you are crazy. But yeah, I mean, that's one way to slow him down. Talk about Lamar. You gotta hit him legally. You know, but when they're a ball carrier, you gotta go after them. Is it weird you're almost more excited for Lions, Commanders, and Bills, Ravens in the Chiefs game? At first I was gonna say yeah, but then I was like, it's just the Texans, and I'm not saying the Texans are gonna be easy or anything like that. But when you're looking at the games of the weekend, there's a reason why the Chiefs and Texans game is the first on Saturday. Like it's not the most exciting matchup, and that's fine. There's some banger of a games this weekend. I mean, Bills-Ravens is going to be fun. I'm excited for that. All the painkillers, yeah, at halftime, Tristan. Do you think we sign Pop to a long-term deal this offseason? I saw somebody else ask about free agency as well. We'll have plenty of videos coming out about that. I don't know what the Chiefs do, man, because you're not really going to sign a running back to a long-term deal and pay a bunch of money. So what is Isaiah Pacheco's market going to be? Does he deserve a payday? Of course. He was a 7th-round pick. I'd love to see him get a multi-million-dollar a year contract. Do the Chiefs pay that? I don't know. Because you could draft a guy and probably sign another free agent. And the way that the Chiefs run the ball, you could probably make it work, especially if you could draft the right guy. But that's no disrespect to Pacheco, and he's got 1 year left on his deal anyway. So he'll be around next year, most likely. Yes, if you're a Chiefs fan, it's weird for you to be more excited about a different game. I mean, I'm excited about the Chiefs game. But from like an optic standpoint, I could see how there are more exciting games this weekend. But yeah, there's no game that I'm personally looking forward to more this weekend than the Chiefs playing. I'm going through Chiefs withdrawal with the bye week, but that's a spoiled first seed complaint. Sunday for Ravens-Bills, what about it? Yeah, that's a good one. D-Hop said Ravens... D-Hop? DeAndre Hopkins said Ravens and Lions in Super Bowl? Who's D-Hop? Who's your dark horse for the Chiefs on Saturday? Dark horse for the Chiefs on Saturday. Let's go with D-Hop. Let's do it. Former team. His snap count's going to go up. They're going to pay a little bit more attention to Hollywood Brown and Xavier Worthy, knowing that they've been getting a large share of the targets. Travis Kelce is going to get a lot of attention paid to as well. Let's go with D-Hop. Yeah, let's do that. That's my initial reaction thought to that. I'm doing the preview video tomorrow, and I'll really think more on that, but he could be one for sure. The Chiefs kept him under his 60% of snaps in the regular season. They only owe the Titans a fifth instead of a fourth. Run it up. Yeah, I like that too. I almost thought to say Noah Gray, Bryant. I like that. Noah Gray. Who do you think wins Ravens-Bills? Yeah, I don't even know. I didn't even say who I think wins it. A lot more of you would rather the Bills lose to play the Ravens next. Who do I think actually wins? Or who would I want to play next, rather? I mean, I think if I had to pick, the Ravens seem a little bit better. If they don't have Zay Flowers, I might like that. But at the same time, I kind of just want to play the Bills again. Can you imagine? I'm not saying the Chiefs will win. That's going to be a hard game. But can you imagine if the Chiefs beat the Bills again in the playoffs? Every single freaking year, regular season, Buffalo W. Oh, Josh Allen owns Mahomes, or whatever they like to say. Then in the playoffs, different story. It's crazy. 0-3. Oh, I would love 0-4 so much. You can't win them all. Go look at the greats throughout history. Go look at the Brady-Manning rivalry. Brady, I believe, won a lot of them at first, and then Manning started to fight back. So, you can't win them all, but I would love to beat the Bills again. That'd be fun. Both the Bills and Ravens are great teams. It's going to be a tough one. You need to update the 35 behind you? I like Christian Okoye. He's one of the all-time greats. Tristan with the membership, thank you so much. Appreciate you and welcome. Could we put Worthy out there as a spy on Lamar? Dude, could you imagine? If Worthy was a bit more built up, could absorb contact a little bit better, I wouldn't mind it, but no. Debating wearing your autographed Montana jersey for luck during the last few games. I kind of like that. I like that idea. Beat Bills and get big satisfied. Yeah, for sure. Every tribe. Need a Kylie and Cole episode? What's up, Landon? Kylie came on a live stream a few weeks ago. Does anybody remember what day that was? She came on and we did an episode. You think 31-17 is a score for Chiefs Texans, or coming to KC from Montana for this game? Pizza. Let's go, man. What part of Montana? I got family there. Kylie who? Kylie Manning. Kylie Winfrey. She was on we had a weekly podcast last year during the season. That's why I said if Worthy was bigger, I would like to see him out there. But no. Compared to last year, this year is a breeze. Yeah, if you're talking playoff picture, for sure. You got the first round bye. You got the Texans, who were probably the preferred matchup. And then you only have to play one of the Bills and Ravens and not both. Love it. I feel like Rice will play in the Super Bowl. Nah, he's done for the season. I wish he could. His knee is not going to be ready. Do the Chiefs average over 30 points per game during the playoffs? I don't know. Last year, I don't think they did. But playoffs are just a different ballgame, so you never really know. I'd have to look at Can I look at the... I mean, we could quickly see it because ESPN's kind of nice like that. They just kind of have everything. 2020... Here's the postseason right here. Last year. 26, 27, 17, 25, 1. So they probably averaged like 23 points per game. 2022 postseason, 27, 23, 38. So no, they haven't lately in the past couple of years. Jalen Watson, full practice. Heck yeah, Spy Chief. Just got off work. How you doing? I'm doing good, Chad. Yeah, man, we're just getting ready for the divisional round of the playoffs. Excited about it. Yeah, nothing better than some playoff football. Nothing better. The Texans don't have Tank Dell. Yeah. They also don't have Deontay Johnson. Did you guys see that they waived him today? Like, I don't understand the Deontay Johnson situation at all. The Ravens traded for him from the Panthers. Then they waived him. And now the Ravens could probably use Deontay Johnson because Zay Flowers is hurt. Like, Deontay Johnson was reportedly upset with his target share because I think he was only targeted one time last playoff game for the Texans, and they let him go. Just be grateful you're on the team. You've only been there a couple weeks. Crazy. Yo, what the? Brand, what the heck? Another 20 gifted? What is happening? Oh my gosh, what the? That is crazy. Thank you so much, man. The road to the three-peat is built on gifted memberships. I mean, I guess so. Oh, shoot. Tarlock, good to see you, man. Love your vids. Thank you, Gazzy. Gezzy, you love it here, Yvonne. Cole cursing? Nah, I bleeped it out. I bleeped that out. I love when you mimic. It's so funny, the voice you make. Wait, when I mimic what? Oh, when I mimic people? Oh, Josh Allen. Hey, you got to get animated with it, you know? Zay is more likely back Sunday versus Bills. He's questionable. Yeah, but the knee sprain he sustained, I worry. I listened to Dr. Jesse Morse talk about it, and he said if he plays, that knee is not going to be stable and quite ready. You going to stream any other games this weekend? Yeah. I probably won't stream the game immediately after the Chiefs game, but the goal would definitely be to stream Ravens and Bills. So what's basically going to happen, Chiefs are going to play, going to make a short recap after that game, then watch the rest of the NFC divisional that happens after that, which is that Commanders Lions, or is that, I can't remember which is which. Then Sunday morning, I'm going to wake up at the crack of dawn, and we're going to make a long form recap of Chiefs and Texans. We're going to drop that, and then I'm going to go live and stream Ravens Bills. That's the goal. Deontay and Pickens, drafted by Steelers, bad attitude. They also drafted Chase Claypool, which I don't know that he had a bad attitude or anything, but he didn't work out either. Yeah, but Pickens is a dog. Just the discipline stuff is a problem. But yeah, very true. What positions do you think the Chiefs need to focus on during the draft? I mean, I said this last year. We kind of need to see who they extend, who they re-sign, and then what they do in free agency. And then you kind of look at the draft after that. The draft is in 100 days, and I'm going to start studying soon. Focused on the playoff run right now, but then we'll get into draft study as well, and we'll talk some of that. I mean, there's some other channels that have already been studying the draft for like 5 months because they watch every college football game, and they have a much better grasp than I do. But I don't watch college football, really. I choose to spend time when I'm not focused on NFL stuff with the fam. And so I am behind. I play catch up during draft season for sure. Who do you like better for our next defensive coordinator if Spags walks? Yeah, Lou Anarumo would be awesome. I just think bringing in a different guy. But Dave Merritt would probably be deserving of a defensive coordinator shot. I mean, he would carry the torch probably with honor if Spags leaves, and Spags could leave. He interviewed for 3 head coaching jobs last week, but we'll see. Lou Anarumo is already interviewing with multiple DC position openings, and then there's some other head coaches that could be hired that are going to be looking to bring in DCs. So Lou Anarumo could be gone, but we'll have to wait and see. That's why Dave Merritt might be the likely guy, because the Chiefs, by the time if they let's say they three-peat, you know how many teams have already backfilled their positions by then? So many. Yo, what's up, BTD? Do you still trick or practice training martial arts? I do not. Man. My body hurts. But I still try to watch every now and again. You love the vids? Thank you, Coop. Do you have any worries for Mahomes on Saturday since he just had another kid? Yeah, shout out to the Mahomes family. They had their third baby. I believe it's a girl, Golden Ray. No, I think I would be more worried about Mahomes if Brittany didn't have her baby and she was still that pregnant. Like, I think Mahomes would be distracted of like, oh man, I hope she's not having that baby. But she's had the baby. They're healthy, from what I understand, baby and mom. So I think that's fine. I think it's fine. He'll be fine. He's going to be relieved that the baby is here more than anything. Statement on the child's name? I don't have a statement. I mean, I think it's cute, but yeah, I'm just like, let people name their stuff. Let them name their kids. They try to stick with the bronze, golden, and then I forgot their other kid's name. Sorry, but they're all like a color theme like that. Isn't bronze their dog? What's their dog's name? They got steel, silver, steel. They got bronze. What is the other one? Just Patrick Mahomes. I don't know. Sterling. There it is. Boom. Sterling. Thank you. I was like, there's another one. Dude, all the chats. Like, come on. You don't remember Sterling? I'm sorry, Sterling. If you ever watch this, you won't ever watch this. Yeah, Sterling Sky and Golden Ray. Yeah, very. Poor last kid will be pewter. Is that another color? You're my favorite YouTuber. Don't tell anyone. Okay, fair enough. Do I watch MMA? Yeah, not as much as I used to, but I still follow UFC here and there. If the Chiefs don't make it to the Super Bowl, who are you rooting for? I mean, honestly, I won't really root for anybody. We'd have to kind of see who makes it. But if the Chiefs don't make it, would it be cool to see like the Lions maybe get one? They've never even been before. Yeah, but I hope it's Chiefs versus Lions and the Chiefs stomp it. Stomp the hopes and dreams. The villain role quest is completed. Everybody in America, in the world, is so happy that the Lions made it to the Super Bowl, and the Chiefs roll in, villain outfits on. Everybody hates them, booing them, blame the refs, cry, whine, moan, complain for 6 months after the Chiefs three-peat, and I will relish in the tears as the Chiefs lock up the three-peat. That would be my preferred route. That would be my preferred route. Brand, thanks so much for that back-to-back 20 gifted. Hannah with all the dono bombs. Tristan, Tom, Baca, Terry. Holy smokes. Hannah with the 2. Appreciate all you guys. I am going to call it, but it was awesome getting to hang out with you, talk Chiefs. I'm stoked for this game against the Texans. There's a bunch of bangers this weekend. We'll be back streaming it. I got a video tomorrow, a preview video. We might have an interview with another YouTuber later this week. We'll see if I can pull that off as we talk about the divisional round of the playoffs. But again, thanks for everything. Appreciate each and every one of you. Thanks for the mods holding it down. What is happening, Brand, with another 20 gifted? What in the heck is going on? Whoa. Thank you so much, Brand. You do so much for the channel. You don't have to do that, man. You guys are going to get me to shed a thug tear. Yeah, Brand said you're not leaving yet. Yeah, I am about to. But dude, what on earth? Go Chiefs. Let me know in the comments down below your score prediction. Shout out to the mods. Brand's a mod. Shout out to Jennifer. Shout out to all the mods that have been in chat. Lego. I know there's more. Xander might have been in here. Yeah, Xander, Flip. Appreciate each and every one of you guys. Thanks for the questions. Thanks for the members. Thanks for everybody hanging out. And until next time, let's go. Let's freaking go. 20 gifted's crazy. How about those? No, I'm serious. 60 gifted is absolutely insane. What in the